having more failure in your practice, right? We have so much feel good practice, and there's a place for it. Like when you're working on some mechanics, or you're working on fundamentals, and footwork and stuff like that. It's great to do very controlled type drills. But in order for us to be able to compete come game time in a game of failure, we need to practice failing and coming back from that failure. And this is something I did not do. So I'm not speaking as if this is what I did. In fact, I wish I did these types of things. I did challenging drills and stuff like that, but like in terms of having a plan, right? So you have to have awareness, and you have to create your own plan to get your work in before and after. I think you got to create that high failure rate. I think teams and coaches need to do this much more often, because, for example, and I think about this, and this was me too, but every now and then in college ball, we'll set up the machine, right? And we'll either put it up to like 90 or 95.
So it's coming in there and going all over the place.
It's going all over the place. It's just pure, absolute filth. Okay. I would not want to hit it.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. And you get guys in there, and maybe it's a bunting. It could even just be a bunting drill.
Oh, sure. Rev up the machine to 95 and let me try to bunt it, please.
Yeah, just an absolute nightmare. But what you'll see is the frustration kick in. You'll see some kids are just like, bink, bink. Maybe they bink, no problem, right? And then there's probably 90% of the kids basically melting down. They're getting so frustrated, so defeated. I used to do this too. This is why I know, and I know this game. I hate this. I hate the machine. I can't hit the machine. I like to see the arm. I like to see the arm, and they're just absolutely losing it. And then I started realizing, I'm like, oh my God, we have to do that. And then we have to teach them, how do you bounce back from that? Right. So like the number one thing that basically in the mental performance world is like breathing. Just being able to step back and take a deep breath when you are feeling like you're getting frustrated or out of control is absolutely huge, because it shows you have the awareness to recognize when the mind is kind of spiraling, right? You're starting to get emotional. You can recognize it, right? And then step back, call time or whatever, or if just in practice, step aside, take a fully in, fully out, controlled breath, pick up a focal point, zero in on your approach and your goal, your mission in that moment, right? And we need to do that in practice. So I was thinking that could be something that you experiment with some of your players. Put them in a high failure rate. So if baseball is you're going to fail 6 or 7 out of 10 times, depending on the level, let's just say 6 or 7 times. I want them to fail 8, maybe 9 times out of 10, like something hard, whether it's you're throwing beans at them or something, with like a broomstick, something that is very, very difficult, and see how they respond to it. If they respond to it with like, yeah, this is a challenge, you're going to see some kids like that, and where they're going to miss and they're going to miss and they're going to miss, and they're just going to keep on trying, and they're not going to give up. That's huge. Then you're going to have the kids that are just going to throwing the broomstick, throwing the bat, just absolute meltdowns. And that's a big, big sign, because that's what's going to happen in a game.
Absolutely.